with a record of 6 wins against 7 defeats. He's had some tough fights in his career, going to the O2 in London to fight Conor Benn on a Kell Brook vs Gennady Golovkin undercard. But as I said in the build-up, he's eyeing a Midlands title, and tonight he's really got to earn it. He's got to impress so they can push the board to earn that Midlands title fight.
Quite a nice double jab right straight there. You know, this is like, we're going to see it. In that last fight with Ison, we saw lots of like 1s and 1-2s and single shots. With Ducker being a slightly more experienced and obviously with less time out of the ring, we're going to see more 1-2 body shot, 1-2 left hook. But you can see straight away that they're both, well, he's in good shape, isn't he? He's physically quite fit. Working, and he's not waiting too long. He's always throwing something so far.
At 34 years old, he's been around the game for a long time. He's been pro for 5 years, so he's a young 34. He towers over his opponent, Liam Richards. He just looks so comfortable in there, hands down, working the body, working the head.
Well, it's quite a nice left hook we just saw there land nicely from Ducker.
Richards very tucked up behind a high guard, allowing Ducker to just do his work and really dominate this fight from the off.
Well, Ducker's in winning ways at the moment. You know, he's coming off the back of a few wins. And he's also, as we said, there might be a prospect of an area title. So that's going to put a bit of fire in your belly, isn't it? And this is a 6-round fight. So we're bound to see a slightly slower start. And as the rounds go on, we'll start to see a higher work rate.
A nice jab. Right hand there. He gets caught with a left hook by Richards. But you can see already from the first couple of minutes that Ducker's really going to have to prise Richards open from that high guard, really trick him into it if he wants to earn a stoppage today.
Fairly tall for the weight, Ducker. You know, he's coming in today at 10 stone, and if he does fight for the area title, he'll be 9'9". He looks like he has got the weight to lose slightly, you know, just a little bit, maybe around the shoulders and waist. But he looks in good shape. He hasn't killed himself to make the weight by the looks of it, so he should be quite strong.
And he's really gone through the weights. He fought Conor Benn at welterweight all those years ago. So he's not afraid of a challenge at all. And tonight it's one where he should come through relatively comfortably. It's just about impressing those judges and the board so that when it comes to the back end of May, he can really force their hand and earn himself that area title shot.
Seeing a bit of shoulder work from Ducker. We're seeing jab 1-2s, 4s, 1-2 left hooks, and some clean shots. You can already see on the shoulder of Richards some red marks already, can't you? And holding back, and he's going to have a big blowout at the end. But as the rounds go on, usually your adrenaline starts to build, your timing gets there, and you start to work your fighter out. What I like about Ducker is the fact that he's working the body and the head.
Into the second round, and Ducker receiving the wise words of the experienced Rendell Monroe in the corner. It's their first fight together, although they've worked together for a long time. It's their first fight together with Monroe as Ducker's official trainer. Again, just getting behind that jab, working the body, working the head. Uses that jab a lot, and then just trying to pry Richards open, which is what he needs to do because Richards clearly isn't coming here to have a war, is he?
No, he threw a couple of looping hooks there, left and right. Ducker's caught both of them, and then this is where we see the experience. Not only has he caught them, but he's countered. You know, with the lesser experienced fighter, you might see them make their fighter miss and then not do anything. Whereas with Ducker, he sees it as an opportunity to land. Nice looping right that just kind of glanced through over the hand of Ducker there.
Can't write off Richards. He's got 12 wins to his name against 63 losses, which, as we spoke about earlier, doesn't always tell the
eyebrow by Kasim and Cassius, sorry. And those looping shots, if they do catch you on the eye, especially if you're low on weight, if they do open up, they can cause problems. So I hope that Ducker just gets his hands a bit higher and catches those looping hooks.
It's too easy against these journeymen to sort of forget about your defence and just go all out attack. But Ducker, he'll want to be sharpening all his tools, ready for that big fight that he may earn in the back end of May.
Well, I mean, Ducker's got a very efficient style. Everything he's doing is low. It's not costing him much energy. Lovely right hand, but he's got nice levers. And when he does throw that right hand, even with efficiency, it's still making an impact.
If he could keep doing that, catching Richards on his way in when he's throwing a punch, that's where you get the real effectiveness of the punches, and that's where he can cause the most damage.
Yeah, we can see that Richards is walking forwards, he's walking backwards. But if you watch with Ducker, he'll come in, pop, 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 and then come off at an angle. Or he'll come in close, move around, and then throw. So he's got some angles work, and that's where he's going to catch. Very nearly caught him with the uppercut there. That's where he's going to catch him with significant shots.
If he can time Richards, every time Richards is throwing, he's throwing a left hook or a right hook. Ducker just needs to sort of start timing it to counter at that moment, and he could really put Richards in a lot of trouble.
Nice looping hook again, which caught the ear. And a right straight fired back from Joe. Well done, good shot.
Richards starting to open up a little bit more in this third round as he starts.
Whoa, lovely left up.
Catches him through the guard with a left hook to the chin.
And then he caught him with half an uppercut afterwards as well. You can catch someone with a really good shot and not finish them. It's the shot that they don't see afterwards. Oh, lovely looping left. They're those looping hooks that I'm saying. They're constantly coming over the top of Ducker's low guard.
Very awkward. Richards keeps his head very low when he's throwing those looping left hooks, almost to suggest he's going to the body, but he comes up to the top of the head. And Ducker just, perfect defence there, ducking the right hook. That's exactly what we need to see from him.
You can see in the background, I think that's Leon Woodstock Jr. in the doorway watching on. Leicester's home boy, was an Olympian. He's been in the WBC ranks. And again, coming back to the fight, Richards trying some tactics a lot, and Ducker, with that experience, not pandering to it. Let's see some body shots now. Come on, dip those knees some body shots.
Ducker just leaning on him as if, without the care in the world, he's going to stay there all day. Another hands. For about the last 10 minutes have been parting away and away to our left-hand side, away to your right from watching at home. Surrounding the bar and having an absolute whale of a time, as if nobody in the world is isolating.
I mean, credit to Carl Greaves for persisting with putting the show on. It must have been very difficult as a promoter during an epidemic to get this show, but it shows his commitment to his fighters, because this is all experience for them and they want to build towards it. To do 12-week training camp and then be told the fight's off would be gutting.
Every precaution's been taken. We're getting hand sanitizer forms all the way through, and everyone is doing their best to stay safe in these difficult times for the whole country, really. But into the...
I'm going to create a name for a style here for Richards, the lean and loop, because all he's doing is leaning in and then throwing a looping shot. Whereas with Ducker, he's in, a couple of flurries, he's out, he's working a couple of angles.
What would you like to see him do here to just push Richards off him a bit? Because Richards is determined to keep walking forward, and
as Richards
to push him back a bit.
Well, as Richards walks forwards, maybe just pivoting round the fighter and throw a hook at the same time. The only problem with that is, with knowing that Richards is constantly looping those shots in, you could pivot into a loop. So I'd like to see him either tie him up. Oh, nice left hook to the body there. I'd just like to see him pivot off rather than lock horns, that's all.
A lot of work in the pocket between the pair.
Easier said than done, though.
Behind the jab.
Another looping hook there. It's not phased him, but he doesn't need to get hit by it. That's what they're aiming for. The harder you try, the harder you try to stop someone, like the harder you punch, the more effort you put into it, the harder it is to actually stop them, because it becomes laboured, it becomes robotic, you're telegraphing shots. Whereas it looks to me like we're doing a mixture of pitter-patter and then the odd solid right straight, and he's chipping away at the body, isn't he, Ducker?
Into round 5, and Ducker immediately trying to establish his jab and then push Richards back away from that centre that he's been stubborn to not leave all night. Again, that looping lead left hook.
I could be wrong, but I think next to Leon Woodstock Jr. in the background is Cash Buttery. Slight black eye, because he fought last week on the... I think he fought last week, 2 weeks ago. But I'm sure that's Cash Buttery there having a look at his future opponent.
Well worth doing a bit of homework, but he's got another fight to take care of first in his mandatory
Oh, nice
challenge.
shot there landed. Ducker landed a right straight there as the hook was missed by Richards. But Richards smiles at his corner and goes back to the lean and loop.
You've got to admire these tough journeymen who go on the road week in, week out, using their experience to grind their way through these fights on away turf. And Richards, another great example.
Nice, the head came back there.
These important boxers who do such a service for our sport.
I mean, the head was knocked back there, Richards, as it was a nice uppercut landed. And they're going to be eye-catching to the judges. They're going to fill the fighter with confidence.
Lovely left hook, just caught Ducker there on the chin.
Nice head movement from Ducker there.
Good head movement that duck out the way and establish control once again. I'd just like to see him countering those hooks a bit more and sort of timing them, because he knows they're coming. It's just he find his timing and counter it, and that's where he can really put Richards in trouble.
I think at the same time, Ducker's ensuring that he doesn't go too hard too soon. A lovely 1-2 body shot there. When they land on the liver, you feel like you've got to spit your lungs out.
Lovely right hand, again breaking through the guard.
At the end of the day, Richards is there to spoil. A lovely right hook. Richards is there to spoil any rhythm for Ducker. And he's leaning, smothering the work. So it is tricky and it is tiring, but Ducker looks very physically fit. And he is landing significant shots.
Never easy coming against these fighters who tuck up and then don't really go all out for the win. But Joe Ducker doing a good job of and just backing Richards up onto the ropes and throwing a flurry.
Lovely body shot, lovely hook.
Another strong round from Joe Ducker as he walks.
Especially when you're like, 7-8 fights in, because you can get the rounds out. They'll hit you back. They've got loads of experience on how to survive, and they'll frustrate you.
Jab right hand from Ducker again, breaking that guard and following it up with another 1-2.
If you watch as he throws that left right, he's lunging into it to amplify it. Look, watch his feet. He's sort of stamping into it to amplify the intensity of the punch, and that's because he knows this is the last round, and he can give this one a bit more. He hasn't got to hold back now. And Richards enticing him in there, trying to make him make a mistake.
This is the work you want to see from Ducker. He's got those long levers. You want to see him throwing those 1-2s, keeping Richards at bay, not letting him go into the pocket where Richards is comfortable.
And there was a nice feint there from Ducker as well. Seeing the head moving side to side. And again, you'll see it as he comes in with a 1-2 now. He'll almost stomp into it. Richardson looks a bit more animated. He doesn't want to get clipped by those shots now. And that's where we're seeing that survival switch on.
Works his way around the ring, staying away from Ducker after establishing himself in this round with 3 great 1-2s.
Anytime that Ducker gets close, Richards will either lean or grab.
It's where Richards is comfortable, is in that pocket. If Ducker can use those long levers just to keep him at bay and keep him at length, that's where Ducker can really win this fight with ease and maybe cause some serious damage in terms of getting a knockout, that is.
Well, Richards will he knows he's behind, he just wants to get through the fight with as little damage as possible now. And Ducker, I don't think he's looking for a stoppage. He's just letting his hands go a bit now, isn't he? trying stuff out.
A little smirk on his face. He's enjoying himself in there, and now his attention will be starting to turn towards May 30th, and hopefully that area title fight that he's craved for so long.
Nice right hand landed there from Ducker. And Richards will lean, and you ready? Oh, we've got a big cut.
Big right uppercut came in and caught him on the
And he's opened up a peach.
Just above the eye, I think the cut is on his eyebrow.
I can't believe how quickly that eye has opened up.
It's a really bad cut, blood pouring down his face.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fairly nasty cut. It's a good job that came at the end of the fight, because...
Joe, congratulations. A comfortable win on the scorecard. You don't seem too happy with it, though.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I've done a lot that Wendell's been working on with me, but it wasn't tidy. But there were bits, flashes of it now and then. But first 6 rounder for what, 2 years, so I've got to get plenty more sparring in and be ready for the next one. But
a very awkward opponent to come against. He's at the high guard. Doesn't do.
I made it awkward. His game's easy, but as Nate will tell you, when you've got an opponent like that, it's hard getting knocked into it.
I've dubbed him the lean and loop. You know, he just leant and looped.
Yeah.
I don't think he made any mistakes there. I think, you know, he looped a few shots and then glanced over you. I thought it was a strong performance. I said it was clinical, efficient. You were clearly fit. You were clearly strong. And that cut on the eye opened up a peach. It was clearly a very accurate shot. So what you are doing is working.
Thank you.
Yeah. What would you have liked to have done better then in that fight?
Stop him. No.
Nothing.
We worked the jab a little bit more and worked the body.
We did what we were set out to do. You know what I mean? We went out there, and obviously, like I said to Joe, we're not out there to impress no one. We're going out there to show we can box. Everyone knows Joe can fight. You know what I mean? We're going out there to show we can box, we can work off a jab, and we was doing that today. I think everyone was expecting Joe to turn him over. When you got a lad with that much experience, you don't turn them people over. I think he's been stopped twice, if that.
Well, he cut him quite badly, and you don't see that very often.
So, like you say, if he'd cut him first, second round like that, the fight would have got stopped from a cut. So, you know what I mean? We did what was out there to do, and we showed something different.
All I'm saying is, when you put me in 10 rounds, I'll still be exactly the same in the 10th round. I'll just keep coming strong. So.
And obviously, the bigger picture is that Carl's quite confident that you can secure a Midlands title shot this year.
Give me that. I take what I want in life, in every aspect. When I want it, I'll take it.
And obviously, there's that fight between Cash Battery and Delmar Thomas. Have you got a preference in who you fight?
Either or, mate. Fight's fight, innit?
See, if you want to be the best, you have to fight more, don't you? So whoever wins, we deal with the winner, and that's how we're going to do it.
And what do you reckon? Do you reckon you could tempt Nathan into a fight?
Oh no, not this again. Not this again. Look, what I will say is, I think that was perfect for gearing you up towards the 10 rounder. You went the distance, frustration, but you didn't get frustrated. You worked the body, you worked the head. Good cut, accurate, clean, bang on.
And just before you go, Nathan, judging off that performance, did you see anything you like to tempt you into a fight with him?
Nah, he's too nice a guy.
Nathan knows we're both game lads.
Keep doing what you're doing.
It'll be a great fight.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Joe, congratulations, thanks for joining us. Brendel, thank you very much. I try